to do, I have a New York deal preloaded just for the purpose of time. Is that okay with you?
I'm sorry. What was that?
A New York deal, like say it's a New York customer, kind of an example of what it would look like if you were titling into a customer or into New York
Okay.
for a customer. Okay.
Okay.
So can you see my screen? I want to make sure that you can see.
Where it says the common question, start a new deal and training catalog.
That is it.
Is what I
So
see. Okay.
yeah, so it's a cloud-based software, so you can log in from anywhere. And then you can have as many usernames as you like. And you just go to start a new deal for a new deal. If you ever have any questions, there's common questions to the left, and then there's some training videos. We also have a help desk if you ever need any help. This is going to eliminate the need for a central processor, so it'll give you full control of the deal as well. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start a new deal, and it's going to take us over to a map of the United States where we are going to select the state that we are titling into. So like I said, for this demo, we're going to go ahead and select New York, and then you'll select your dealership from the drop down. So this is our title tech dealership that I'm selecting. We're hypothetically located in Florida. So you'll see Florida along the way, just kind of ignore that. It would be, of course, customized to your state, titling into New York.
Okay.
All right. So then we're going to put in our deal number. So let's see. Who do you guys use for your DMS?
I'm sorry?
Who do you guys use for your dealer management system?
Our IDMS.
Oh, so you do have IDMS. That's right.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry about that. Forgot.
No, you're good.
So, we do integrate with IDMS for free. So that's a beauty because, some people pay like $100 to $300 a month for integration. So because, we have that suite of solutions, all of them integrate for free. So you would put that deal number in right here, and then you'd hit load deal, and it's going to pull everything over from IDMS. That way you're not even having to fill out as much. You're just going to go through, kind of check over it and make sure that there's nothing that's missing that's required by that state. So of course, I'm not integrated, so it's going to say not found, but this is where it would pull that information over, including the VIN number. Because I'm not integrated, I'm just going to pop that in there real quick and hit load vehicle. And then it did automatically populate my vehicle type, and then I'll just select whether I'm doing a cash, finance, or lease deal. Do you guys do a lot of finance deals, or is it mainly cash?
We do a lot of finance.
Okay, so I definitely would like to show you the finance deal because it has a little more to it, and you can see what it would look like for the lien holder side of things. Now we can select whether we're going to do a plate transfer or not. This is solely for the purpose of fees. This is not going to actually do that plate transfer. It's just going to affect your calculation. So at this point, we can either do a full deal or a fee calculation only. The full deal, of course, is going to include those DMV forms. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that. Now, as you can see here, any state-specific notices for instance, for the state of New York are going to pop up right here. So you'll get this notification that there's an emission notice and a transfer restriction. Every single page along this demo, every single page is going to be customized to the state that you're titling into. So you don't have to do any searching online or calling the DMV or anything like that. So now we'll hit continue. And as you can see here, I do have a deal that I've worked before, or you could create a new deal. I'm going to go ahead and load the deal because this is what it would look like more so with the DMS integration. Because it would mean all of it would be filled out. You would just have to make sure that there's nothing missing.
Gotcha.
All right. So now we're going to get to the owner information page once it loads. Everything on my computer has been a little slow. I had a hard time joining the meeting too, so bear with me. Okay. So now we have our owner information. Like I said, it would all pull over from your DMS. Anything that's outlined in red, that's going to be the main information that you need just to get that fee calculation. Of course, it does need to be filled out, as much as possible because this is going to go into your D&B forms. So, of course, the more on the front end, the more that you're not having to do on the back end manually. You can add a co-owner here as well. This is our customer's address. Everything's going to be based off that address. So we can put our primary, check this box that we're going to use that as our mailing, and you can put an alternate address as well.
Okay.
And please, at any point, if you need to ask a question, and feel free to interrupt, I will not get offended.
Okay.
It's pretty straightforward, but in case you have any questions,
Right.
feel free to ask. Okay. So now we have our vehicle information. So this pulled over, of course, from the DMS as well. So it does automatically pull the information off the VIN number regardless. So it knows our shipping weight and our make, model. We would put in the title number and then the odometer. Say this one's 30,000. And then we just need to select whether it's new or used and whether it's private or commercial.
Okay.
Let's do used, and it's going to show a previous title state. And you guys are in Tennessee, right?
Kansas.
Oh, Kansas. Sorry. There's been a lot of. There we go. All right. So we would put the previous title state and then select next. And the first time you're going through this, if there's any information that is missing that's absolutely required for that fee calculation, it's going to show a red box. So, as you tab down and it has a green checkbox, you're good. So it's kind of auditing it along the way. Now we have our trade-ins information. So you can put up to 4 vehicles in the rare case that you had a customer that had more than 4 vehicles to trade in. You can give us a call. We can add up to 8. Hopefully that never happens. That sounds like a mess, but you would just put in the VIN number, hit load, and then it would do just like the previous page, fill it all out for you with that or the make, model, and all of that. Then you can add a trade-in lien holder here as well. All right, then we can go to our purchase information. So this page is going to vary what it looks like per state because, of course, each state has different, taxable fields right here. So for New York, it has a little bit more. For instance, New Hampshire doesn't have any fields. So it's always tailored to that state. So if there's nothing to put in that field, you put a 0. It has to have a numeric value. We would add the sales price, whether or not you're going to ship the vehicle. And then let's see, we can add a trade-in allowance down here as well. Now, I do want to touch on this real quick. This NAT processing fee is going to be where we can charge our customer back the transactional fee that it costs to run the deal. So the way pricing works, it's a $135 monthly subscription, and then it's $100 per transaction. What most dealerships do that I work with is they will charge anywhere from you can charge them back the flat rate of $100. That way you're just paying a monthly subscription of $135. But a lot of people will upcharge it to $200 or $250. That way they're making back their monthly subscription off of just one out-of-state deal a month. And then anything after that is going to be profit for the dealership.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that I'm going to charge my customer $250. It will be a separate line item on the breakdown. So, you are disclosing, hey, this is what we charge for handling the full registration process for you for your out of state. That way you don't have to go into the DMV.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. So now we'll select next, and it's going to take me to our lien holder page where we'll put in our lien holder's name, the code, the FEIN, and you can add the address in here as well. You can even add an additional lien holder right here. Okay. Now we'll go to our registration page. And for New York, it wants to know the county, city, and whether or not it's within the city limits. Sometimes there's only one field up here and it just needs the county, but New York has a little bit more to show. That's why I like demoing them. And then we can add our customer's insurance information here as well and request a paper title. All right. So now, as you can see here, we can either use a private tag agency location or we can use the DMV. Now, a private tag agency, they have more incentive to get that done in a timely manner. I know that this Maggot or Information Associates can get it done in as little as, on average, 2 to 3 business days. Um, but I mean, regardless, I know it's faster than the DMV in New York. So if your customer doesn't mind paying an additional 115 to just have that peace of mind it's getting done faster, and this can also avoid late fees and things like that, that is an option, and we'll give you the fee, and it will wrap that fee into your fee calculation. But let's just say that the customer wants to use the DMV location. We're going to let you know that the customer's primary DMV based off of their address. Sometimes there's a couple options. So I'm going to go ahead and calculate my fees. So I know I told you that transactional fee is $100 per, per deal. You're only charged that deal that once per deal number. And that breaks down into 2 fees. That $100 breaks down into it's $35 for your fee calculation and $65 for the DMV forms. So that's where we're getting that 100. So when you hit this blue button the first time you're running the deal, that's when you would initially be charged that $35 for the fee calculation. Should you have a customer like change their address or their alternate address or something, there could be a million reasons why we need to go back and, fix paperwork. You're not charged each time. So you can go back, look up the deal number or the customer's name and go right back to it and redo the fee calculation, reprint the forms. Okay. So now we have our line by line breakdown of where we're getting our fee calculation and the grand total down here at the bottom that you would collect from the customer. So this is what we collect. Now, remember, the title tech dealership is hypothetically located in Florida and they have a reciprocity tax with New York. So it is giving an amount that's due to Florida. Just kind of disregard that. Unless your state has that reciprocity tax, that line would not be there. This is what we send to New York, and this is what we keep for our dealership to reimburse ourselves. Okay. We're going to list those state-specific notices again. So we have the emission notice and a safety inspection here as well. And then we're going to tell you the same information on the form or on the checklist. So we give you that information 3 times. That way you can't miss it. And it's good to have that information up front when you start the deal as well, because that way the customer knows up front when they're sitting in front of you. Hey, this is exactly what we need. All right. So when I hit that blue button to print my forms, that's where I would initially be charged $65 for these pre-populated forms. I'm trying to blow it up, but I don't have my mouse today, so it's a little bit, hold on. See if I can do it this way. Here we go. I want you to be able to see the forms. Can you see them?
Yes.
Okay. So as you can see here, anything that I filled in on the front end is going to populate into each form. That way you're not filling them all out individually. All right, so I don't know if you've done a New York deal, but you might recognize some of these forms. And then we're going to also tell you to pay close attention to the check payable to section. I've heard from title clerks that have sent the check in to the DMV's name, and they wanted something very specific. So it came back and then it delayed another couple weeks. So we will tell you exactly who to make the check out to and where to send it and everything. All right, so here's our notice of lien. It's flagging us that we need to check one of the boxes. The yellow signature boxes are letting us know that it has to be an original signature.
Okay.
All right. Here's our title application checklist. So you would go through with the customer, make sure that you have everything that's here. As long as you are following this checklist, you are good to go. Once that deal leaves your desk, you don't have to worry about having to communicate with the DMV back and forth, trying to get things. So we have the most common mistakes that the DMV sees dealerships making that are going to cause a delay in processing or kick back your paperwork. So follow that guideline. And then we ask that you submit this with the forms to the DMV.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have our payment information. So I've run the demo both ways with the private tag agency and the DMV. But if I were using the private tag agency, it's going to be the top box up here for our check payable. And then down here is for the DMV. So this is who I would make the check out to.
Okay.
All right. Here's our mailing instructions. So that's who to make the check out to and where to send everything. So we have our address. We even provide you with a phone number in case you wanted to call and get a status or just ask any questions. We do provide that. That way you don't have to search on Google. And then you would put your contact information in this box down here, your contact name, phone number, and email address. So if you have multiple people that work these deals at your dealership, you can, assign someone to this deal. Should the DMV or private tag agency have any questions, they can contact you directly. Okay. Now we have our license plate destination form. So if we wanted to go straight to the customer, we can select owner and then add their name, mailing address, phone number, then select the shipping options. Okay. More state-specific forms. Again, everything is all filled out, so it really cuts down on your time. I know we have a NAT deal summary on every single deal. This is going to include, the vehicle information, purchase information. It's all just condensed to one page. We also ask that you submit this with the paperwork to the DMV or private tag agency. It's one more thing for them to reference should they have any, questions on the paperwork. It's all right here. Okay. More state-specific forms. It's letting us know that we're missing a social. And then we are almost done. We have our odometer and damage disclosure statement. I know there's no wet signature on this anymore. Used to be. But that kind of shows that we're constantly updating everything. So if a form changes, it is updated within our system. So that is it. I know it's really straightforward. It's going to save time and just create efficiency throughout the process where every deal is done the same. You can do this for cash, finance, or lease deals. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Do you have any questions for me?
So now someone's saying something that you guys would do the liens for our out-of-state customers. Is this what that is? Like,
No,
I'm
this
kind of a
is,
little confused now because he was saying that's what.
yeah, no, this is for just titling the customers that are out of state.
Gotcha.
This is for titling. This gets their full registration completed for them. That way you're not putting it in their hands. And you guys are currently.
Okay, so it's just like, say we have a customer from like Oklahoma, Missouri, then this, it just gets registered for the customer themselves.
Right. This takes
Okay,
care of
gotcha.
that for them. Yeah.
Okay.
And I know based off the amount that he said that you guys do, it can absolutely pay for itself too. So it's great to have something that not only pays for itself, but it will really help the entire process where you're not depending on a customer to get things done. And then you're not having to do the work on your end because it's just, it has ease. And we integrate with the IDMS, so it just pulls everything over.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So what would you say that you see in this that will help your current process?
Well, like right now, I mean, just all our customers, they actually go register themselves, but like with a lot of out-of-state customers, it's kind of hard because we don't know. Like here, we can check online if they registered in Kansas,
Mm-hmm.
but like Oklahoma or Missouri, we have to call and hope that somebody will answer and help us just to check to see if it was registered and that sort of thing. So
Yeah, that's the main frustration I normally hear. Because
right.
people, we're all human, and then sometimes people go home and then they have stuff to do
Right.
and they don't go register their car, and then it can kind of come back on the dealer.
Exactly.
especially with a lien on it. With a
Right,
lien holder call,
right.
do you get lien holder calls while it's, in the process of being registered by the customer, asking, if it's been done?
No, actually, we get calls from like our loan company saying, "Hey, this person hasn't registered. Why?" And then we have to call
Yeah.
Oklahoma, or yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to
So,
eliminate all of that.
okay.
So it gives you back time in the day to do other things instead of having to, do research on if somebody's taking care of what they're supposed to, because
Right.
that it's complete. And
Exactly.
it's actually good for the customer as well, because I don't know about you, but I do not like going into the DMV. I might be that customer that waits a couple weeks. So,
Right.
it helps the customer out, helps you out, and it just creates that efficiency and it kind of streamlines everything. So,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
um, yeah, and all we need to get you guys started is the dealer's license. It takes about 3 to 5 business days to get through implementation. We'll just need like the email addresses for anybody who needs a login.
Okay.
And we can get you guys set up. And I will make sure that we can include that DMS integration as well. We'll
Okay.
get that all set up at once. So,
Okay.
I'm going to put together an email so that's going to have a demo recap, and I will include this link. If you have any issues accessing the link, please let me know. I'm going to put it on my YouTube as unlisted. I have like for nationwide auto titling, I have a folder for that, but that way no one else can see it. But if you have any issues, please let me know, because I want to
Okay.
make sure that he's able to see it. But do you think that this is something that he's gonna like?
I'm probably, yeah.
Okay.
It
Just
sounds
tell him
like
it's
yes,
gonna
he
help
probably will.
you.
Right.
Yeah, no, we had a great conversation. So he just wanted you to
Right.
see it.
No,
Okay.
yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
this is awesome.
Okay,
Perfect.
perfect. Well, I will send that over to you here in just a little
Okay.
bit. And then how about I follow up? I know he said he was out of town a lot. So
Right.
over
Yes.
this next month. So I don't want to wait too long, because this can, we can get this done real easily. And just so you know, the DocuSign, it takes like less than 5 minutes to fill out. All we need is basically like the usernames and stuff like that,
Gotcha.
and just like
Gotcha.
the legal name. But I will send over the recap that kind of summarizes everything, has this link, and then is he out of town right now?
No, he's been in and out.
Okay. Okay. So
So
can I
I'll
follow up
try and
with you
get with him.
tomorrow morning?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep. That
I'll
sounds good.
call about, let's say, 10 o'clock
Okay.
Central.
Okay.
So I'll call around that time. And then if before then you guys are ready to go, you can just reply to my email with the dealer's license, and I'll send over
Okay.
the document for your review. Okay?
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. And real quick, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Will
you're
you
good.
be signing the DocuSign, or will he? Because I just want to
It'll
make sure.
be it'll probably be him or myself. I'm not sure yet. Well,
Okay. We'll figure that out.
but it'll be one of the two.
Okay. If you guys do send the DocuSign, just let me know who you want it to be addressed to.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yes, you too.
All
Bye.
right. Thanks. Bye.